guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Weekly Reads, where I talk about the books that are in the past week and the ones that I'm reading currently. So in the past week, before I get started, I'm a bit dressed up like this, as you can see. Basically, I'm kind of filming this Weekly Reads earlier in the week as opposed to in the middle of the week, because today's my star birthday. Star birthday is basically like a birthday as per your Hindu calendar, your regional calendar, and there are a lot of regional calendars in India. So I'm supposed to go to the temple right now, and I'm dressed up to go to the temple, and I felt like, why not just film a video before I go to the temple. So let's get started. The two books that I finished in the past week. The first book is The Annihilation of Caste by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, and I have a physical copy of the book. It's somewhere here, but I don't have time to grab it. Basically, we had the discussion on 7th at night for this particular book. This was a group read with Manya and Smriti from Sant Reads, and it was a beautiful discussion. I really loved it a lot, and we have the small book club going on now, so that's like super cool. Again, I highly recommend Annihilation of Caste to everybody. Also, if you are going to buy the book which has footnotes in it, which has context in it, so that if you do not know much about Indian history, because even people in India don't know much about Indian history, you will understand and understand the context, because this is an undelivered speech. Basically, so that's that. The next book that I finished was The Empress of Salt and Fortune, and I really love this book. It's a novella. It's a 2-hour read, and basically it's just like a book which is a fantasy one. Ignore that, my dad's in the background. But anyway, so it's a great book. I highly recommend it. I like the audiobook a lot, and also I'm going to be reading the next book in this particular series. There are only like 2 books for now, so yeah, that's that. But I recommend this as well. It's like a good fantasy series, a feminist one as well. So if you're looking for a very quick read, this is a good choice. Now let's get to the books that I'm reading currently, and the never-ending books over here. So the first never-ending book that I have in this list is The Last Thing You Surrender by Leonard Pitts Jr., and I'm done with 88% of the book. I'm finally planning to finish it this week, and it's beautiful. Again and again, let me just tell you that if you're looking for a book set during World War II in the US, then this is the book that you should read, because it tackles racism during World War II itself. Racism, Jim Crow law, segregation during World War II. That's that. The next book that I'm reading currently is The Only Plane in the Sky, the oral history of 9/11. And I've again kind of reached 70% of this book. It's a great listen, it's a great read, it's heartbreaking, it makes you feel what it should feel, and it makes you realize, why do humans behave like this, why do humans have to do this? And that's what this whole book is about. If you are looking for a 9/11 read, this is like a must read book no matter what. Getting to the other books that I've started this week. No, there's a book that I'm still reading, but I'm reading it occasionally, and I started it last week because I mentioned it in my last weekly reads, and that is The Silent Patient. Well, this is just meh. Basically, it's doing the job of a palate cleanser, and I'm reading it as a part of TBR Tackle under the tag The Genre You Love, and I do love thrillers, but then this is meh. Okay, fine, let's move on. The next 2 books are what I really want to talk about, because these are the books I started kind of in the past week, and I think one of this I have spoken about it in my last video. I'm not sure. In my last weekly read, sorry. So the first book that I want to talk about, oops, the camera shook, is When I Hid My Caste, or Je Mahmeed Zaat Sodli Hoti by Babu Rao Bagul, translated by Jerry Pinto. I've completed 2 short stories on this, and if you were there on my Instagram live on Saturday when I was reading this book, thank you for being there. But this book is amazing, dude. This is having read Annihilation of Caste and then getting onto this book is a good book which kind of sheds light on the atrocities that the Dalits had faced and Dalits still face. And yeah, I recommend this. So if you have read Annihilation of Caste and you want to do more of a reading on caste in general, then this is a good book, and this is a good I would say start, because it's a set of short stories fictional short stories inspired by non-fictional events. So that's that. And the last book, and this is something I just started like a day back or yesterday, I think, and that is Colors of the Cage by Arun Ferreira. So again, this is something that's being read as a part of the TBR Tackle Readathon that's being co-hosted by me and Key and I, Key from Books and Key. Both of us are hosting this all throughout February. You can join in, by the way. Basically, I had like stated in my TBR video that I do not know what should I read. I am very confused, but finally I went for this one, and it's like pretty short read. If you see, I think it just has like about 200 pages, and it's a very quick read, and it talks about the atrocities that happen in jails, the kind of torture that convicts go through. And although like there's a saying where innocent till convicted, uh, you know there's no innocence as such, and I really like this. It's very eye-opening about Indian jails in general. So yeah, that's it. I think that's it, and I have to rush to the temple now, but thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next weekly reads. Bye.